Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Welcome once again to Kahului Hongwanji Buddhist Temple's online YouTube Sunday service. Today's service is for November 14th, 2021, and today's service is just our regular family service. We've had a couple of weeks break from our services, and so now we're back again. And today we are going to be talking about or reflecting on gratitude or gratefulness throughout this month of November, actually. So given that it is the month in which we have Thanksgiving, and we also observe our Eitaikyo service this month in our Buddhist temple, which is a time of expressing gratitude to those who have gone before us. So welcome again. And today's service has begun already with the ringing of the Kansho, the temple bell, calling us to listen to the Dharma, to stop our busy activities and just to reflect for a few moments. Following these words, we will chant the Vandana Tisarana. We will take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and praise the Buddha's enlightenment. We will then chant the Sutra, the English version of Juni Rai, which is called 12 Homages. And after that, we will recite the Golden Chain of Love, and then I will share a Dharma message with you. After the Dharma message, we will chant or sing the Metta, the loving kindness meditation, and then sing the Nembutsu, after which I will share some closing words with you and a few announcements. So thank you very much once again for joining us, and let us now begin our service by putting our hands together and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Bhutang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
golden form like the mountain king, steadfast like the elephant's pace, Buddha's eyes like the blue lotus. Thus I bow to Amida, Buddha's form round like the moon, bright like 1,000 suns and moons, Buddha's voice like the nightingale. Thus I bow to Amida, Buddha's figure on Kanon's crown, adorned with wondrous features. Buddha subdues evilness. Thus I bow to Amida, beyond compare Amida's pure, virtue shining clear like space, all benefit from Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida, Bodhisattvas all renown, Maras to praise Amida, primal vow made for our sake. Thus I bow to Amida, golden ponds where lotus bloom, towers a throne of goodness. Buddha lives like the mountain king. Thus I bow to Amida, Bodhisattvas come afar, attaining true happiness. They revere the Buddha's face. Thus I bow to Amida. All life changes like the dew. We have no permanent self. Buddha teaches this law to all. Thus I bow to Amida. No evil in the Pure Land, and no fear of evil paths. Faithful hearts honor Buddha. Thus I bow to Amida, saving us through many ways. No tempters, no evil friends. Birth leads to enlightenment. Thus I bow to Amida. Amida, thus I have praised, virtues boundless like the sea. These virtues shared with others, for birth into the Pure Land. Namandabu, 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 Namandabu. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Golden Chain of Love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Welcome once again. Thank you so much for being with us today, and I'd like to share now a reflection on the Buddhist teaching with you. So this month I'd like to focus on the topic of gratitude because this is the month of Thanksgiving and also of our Eitaikyo service. And really for us, every day is Thanksgiving. Should be. Every day should be Thanksgiving. We don't need a special holiday for that. So it's good to have one, but we should dwell on the right aspect of that, the true aspect of gratitude. So I also shared a message in this month's newsletter, Ocean newsletter, that's our temple newsletter, about thankfulness, about gratitude, and I'd like to share that message today with you. So November is this month when we in America celebrate Thanksgiving. It's that Thanksgiving is the one day in the year where we might find people of almost any religious or political persuasion, or I should say of perhaps every religious and political persuasion, sitting down together with family and friends and eating a meal together, a meal at which we are meant to realize gratitude for our own lives and for the blessings of life that life has bestowed upon us, however we want to phrase that. At least that's supposed to be the purpose of Thanksgiving. It's odd, I suppose, to think that people who may regularly condemn others for their beliefs, their ethnicity, their skin color, or their political views might all in some way put their hands together in prayer and say thank you to whatever power they believe in. But let's hesitate to make judgments. The power of gratitude actually transcends our limited, foolish beliefs and attitudes. In November, our temple observes the major service, which is called Eitaikyo. Our Eitaikyo service will be held on the last Sunday of this month, which is November 28th. It will be an in-person service, as I mentioned, and we will have our online YouTube service as well. Eitaikyo is dedicated to the former members of the temple who have passed away. We can think of it as another form of thanksgiving in which we express appreciation to those who have gone before us in our temple community, our Sangha, so that we are able to have this Sangha community of people with whom we can live the Dharma together. Now, we're able to have it now because of those who have gone before. And that's really a thought. The essence of gratitude is to realize that only because of others, only because of what has gone on before, I am able to be who I am now. So with Thanksgiving and Eitaikyo, November is definitely a month of gratitude. Though, actually, as I said, every month should be about gratitude, every day. A few years ago, I learned about a wonderful person, Brother David Stendal Rast, who has devoted his life to sharing the power of thankfulness and gratitude with others. Brother David is a Roman Catholic monk. He was born in Vienna, Austria in 1926. And he has spent many years of his life working with people of all faiths, especially Buddhists actually, and building bridges between religious traditions, striving to open dialogue to help bring peace into the world. He works with others to create an interfaith movement called Network for Grateful Living. You can read some of his writings on the internet. There's a website called gratefulness.org. I think Brother David is saying something very clearly to the modern global world, something which is very similar in spirit to what Shinran was saying centuries ago to the people of the little island of Japan. Brother David has noted that for him, gratitude is the essence of all religion. And if we all practice gratitude, there would be no conflicts between religions. In fact, he sees gratitude or gratefulness as the fundamental way to build a healthy and happy society. He was once asked in an interview, how does practicing gratitude benefit society at large? I would like to share with you some of Brother David Steindl-Rast's thoughts on this subject. He began by saying, this is a quote, "Anything that produces happier, healthier individuals creates thereby a society in which more people are healthy and happy. This alone is a great improvement, but we can go a step further and show that grateful individuals live in a way that leads to the kind of society human beings long for. In many parts of the world, society is sick. Key words of the diagnosis are exploitation, oppression, and violence. Grateful living is a remedy against all three of these symptoms." So that's the end of his quote. Isn't that interesting? Shinran emphasized gratitude as the fundamental expression of the Buddha's power to liberate all beings and to awaken us to the realization of our self, our true self, and our relationship with others. A society that exploits and oppresses and that constantly turns to violence to solve its problems is a society unaware of the infinite compassion that embraces all beings. Brother David's explanation of this problem describes our current society and world and is in accordance with our Buddhist understanding as well. If you're hearing some sound in the background, there's just always like a lot of sound outside. It's hard to avoid, so I apologize for that. I hope it doesn't disturb your listening too badly. So Brother David goes on to say, again, his explanation of this problem describes our current society and world, and it is also in accordance with the Buddha's understanding. So he went on to say, and again, this is a quotation, "Exploitation springs from greed and a sense of scarcity. Grateful living makes us aware that there is enough for all. Thus, it leads to a sense of sufficiency and a joyful willingness to share with others." That's the end of his words. So when we realize that everything in our life arises from the ceaseless working of great compassion, infinite love, boundless love, we don't worry about having enough. That is the essence of our problem when we're worried about having enough. We are able to bow in gratitude for what we have now, knowing that we have received everything through the kindness and love of others. Next, Brother David explains the word oppression. Quote, "Oppression is necessary if we want to exploit others. It results in competition and in the power pyramid. The more power you have, the more efficiently you can exploit those below you and protect yourself against those above you. But grateful people live with a sense of sufficiency. They do not need to exploit others. Thus, oppression becomes unnecessary. It is replaced by mutual support and by equal respect for all. For me, this means that grateful people of Shinjin, that's the word Shinran used to describe those who have had their minds touched by the light of Amida, the Buddha of boundless life, and who thus trustingly respond in gratitude for every moment of their living. People of gratitude, people of Shinjin, never seek power for themselves, never. They never seek to exploit and use others. For people of Shinjin, every moment of life is enough, and everyone we encounter in our life is a being that we naturally want to respect and care for, that we naturally bow in gratitude to. Regarding the violence that is a symptom of the illness of our world, Brother David then goes on to say, quote, "Violence springs from the root of fear. Fear that there may not be enough for me, and there may not be enough for everyone. So I I'm afraid. I got to hold on to what I have. He goes on to say, fear of others as potential competitors, fear of foreigners, fear of strangers. But the grateful person is fearless. Thereby, she cuts off the very root of violence. Out of a sense of enough, she is willing, the fearless person, the grateful person, she is willing to share and thereby tends to eliminate the unjust distribution of wealth that creates the climate for violence. Fearlessly, she welcomes the new and strange, enriched by differences, and celebrates variety. That's the end of his words. Gratitude and faith are inseparable. The smallest thought of gratitude, of realizing that I have been helped by others, that I can do nothing on my own, allows my trust in the benevolence, the infinite compassion of life to grow and to expand constantly. As it does so, my gratitude grows as well. To be called by great compassion is to see the real situation. We call that the Nembutsu. Awaken me to want to express gratitude to others and to help others as I have been helped. And so we live every moment, mutually. That is the life of gratitude, the life of Nembutsu. Maybe it is also one answer to change the course of a sick and suffering world. I really appreciate the words of Brother David Stendhal-Ross. He is a person who, from his own Christian, religious tradition and faith, has reached out to people of all faiths, saying, we all have the same problems, and the solution for us all is gratitude. Gratitude means to see beyond ourselves to the suffering of others and to respond. Thus, we help to create a world of joy and peace. So, this month, on November 25th, most people in our country, in this country of the United States, will sit down at their Thanksgiving tables with family and friends to celebrate a holiday that supposedly extols gratitude. It's called Thanksgiving. Perhaps as we sit down on this November 25th, before we raise our forks to our mouths, we need to ask ourselves, am I truly grateful? Am I truly grateful? Look around the table. Who's there? Do you really know the people seated there with you? Do you listen to them when they speak to you? Do you really see who they are? Care about how they are feeling, how they are living? What gives each one of them joy? Do you understand the depth of their sorrows, their troubles? This Thanksgiving table, laden with delicious food, do we appreciate the life that is given to us in this food? And who is there at our table? Have we perhaps invited someone we met who needs comfort and kindness, someone who is lonely and hungry? This table is a Thanksgiving table, you see, only when it is open to all, when it is a table of sharing, a sharing of gratitude. So thank you very much for listening today. I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you who have been listening to these Dharma messages in our YouTube services every week, and I really appreciate your support and your kindness in listening to my words, and I hope that it has been in some way a benefit to you. So thank you very much. I'd like to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving and a life of joy and peace. Let's put our hands together in Kansho and recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them.
May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Well, thank you very much for being with us today for our online YouTube Sunday service for Kahului Hongwanji Buddhist Temple. And at this time, I'd like to just share a few announcements with you about upcoming services and events. So, first of all, we will be having a fundraiser on December 4th, which will be a Chow Fund sale. And if you're interested in buying tickets for that, please give the temple a call, or you can check our Kahului Hongwanji Buddhist Temple's website. Upcoming services, I'll let you know the following. So next week, November 21st, we will have the YouTube service, just like today. On the 28th, we will be having our Eitaikyo and Family Gratitude Remembrance service, and that will be an in-person service in the temple, and we will also have a YouTube video. On December 5th, the following Sunday, we will have YouTube service only, and then the December 12th, we will be having our in-person service to observe Bodhi Day. That's the day when we honor the Buddha's enlightenment, and also Family Gratitude Remembrance, and that will be both in-person and YouTube service. December 19th and 26th, we'll have another break. There will be no services, no YouTube video or in person. Then on December 31st, we will be having a New Year's Eve service in the temple at 7 p.m. Everyone's getting older, so we don't have a late night service, but for New Year's Eve, we have a 7 p.m. service, and it will be in person, and there may or may not be a YouTube service yet. I'm not sure if that will happen. January 2nd, there will be no service. And then later on I'll give you more update about services in January. We'll probably get more back to having more in-person services, but also we'll try to keep as much of the YouTube services as we can, because I know not everyone can make it and some people are not on Maui. So, the other announcement is that we have Buddhist classes via Zoom, online classes via Zoom, so those are continuing. And if you're interested in any of our Buddhist classes, please call the temple or check our website for more information. Okay, so thank you so much once again, and let us conclude our service now by putting our hands together and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu.